How's it going, guys?
Hi guys, I'm Bex.
I'm Chris.
And we are
The Nomadic Crobot. We've got to stop doing that.
It's how we introduce ourselves at parties as well.
Okay, so what's on the agenda today, Bex?
So, that's my line, so I'm thrown.
So we've got some awesome new power tools that we've collected over Christmas to take a look at.
Santa has been very kind.
We've got the Maverick coming up and hopefully helping us out in the kitchen a little bit. We've got some ballast in there that's really stuck, haven't we?
Here we have,
It's
wedged.
And it seems like a pathetic excuse to get someone to come up just to wiggle some ballast around to get it out. But I imagine the Maverick's got some sort of special technique or special tool to sort of get it out all nice and gently.
And then once all of that ballast removed, we can do our most favourite thing ever, which is scraping! So we'll scrape away all the rusty muck.
We'll get the aqua still put on, and that will be followed by the 2-pack epoxy, I think.
That's the
I'm
stuff.
getting good now, I'm getting good. We do promise though, guys, that we're going to keep it very quick, that section, because you've seen it all before, so just quickly, we don't want to bore you.
How much scraping does any one person want to see? Let's be honest.
It will start driving you as mad as it is me. Bex loves it. So welcome one of my all-time best friends for over 25 years. There's a very important person here today. And also happens to be a pretty amazing little handyman. Look who it is! We need a bit more disaster and destruction. The ratings are down. Welcome the Maverick, guys. Didn't you get him? Now sort out your mess. Okay, so for those that don't know, about 10 vlogs back, the Maverick kindly took it upon himself to try and find out where the huge leak was coming from on our boat. The culprit seemed to be the hot water tank, so we removed that and he accidentally replaced it with the wrong kind of model. Yeah. He's not a boating expert, but he's determined to help us get on our way for cruising the entire network by April. So today's task, to cleverly help us remove some annoyingly stuck ballast so we can get right down into the bilges and properly treat the rust situation from the leak. What do you think?
What's all this?
That's ballast. That's what you're going to help us with hopefully today. It's just a complete shed. A complete shithole right now.
One word, survey.
Bullet shells. She's just been finding under the thing.
Was that a bullet? Not a bullet shell, is it?
Yeah.
They say the boat used to belong to a priest. A reckless priest. So hopefully the Maverick can sort out our annoying ballast situation. We can't get a lot of the ballast out, it's stuck. Hopefully the Maverick's got a good strategy of removing the ballast in a professional way.
It's not my boat, is it? It leaks, I still go home to a nice dry bed.
He doesn't mean it. Bex has also decided to use our new power tool to remove some more of the flooring for better access. Look at him go! The Maverick returns. So it sounds really terrible, but there's not much I can do whilst they're in there hacking away. So, get a cuppa on. Shamefully enough, the rumours at the moment are living up to be true. I can't do anything. The Maverick's in there, Bex is in there, there's not enough room for me. I've been ordered to put the kettle on. It's very shameful, especially with my New Year plans of trying to be far more proactive. Your teas are ready, guys. Oh. So while they're in there slaving away, I might as well give you all a little update on what's going on. So we bought the boat in July. It was a bit above our budget, so we weren't going to be able to cruise it anyway. We wanted to save up a little bit more money. And then we sprung across this huge leak under the floorboards, giving us a chance to get to know the boat, rip up all the floorboards, sort it all out in a time when we'd probably just sort of be chilling and lazing around in the sort of cold winter months anyway. We're booked in for a blacking and a survey in April, and that is about 4 days away and en route to the canals. So worst case scenario, we could come back to the marina that we're at and continue all this destruction and maintenance on the boat. But there we go, let's stay positive and let's still hope that we get going for April. I mean, you can hear them, Bex and the Maverick are running wild in there, so fingers crossed.
So we removed the last bit of subfloor so that we could get all the ballast out of here. So we're nearly ballast free. Just a few more slabs to go and then we can get scraping.
Oh, it wiggles. You don't mess about, do you?
I'm a cowboy!
Would you be hitting it that hard if it was your own home?
Yeah, probably harder.
I reckon you've got to be a little bit more gentle, or...
I'm confident, just like the boiler. It's like behind the scenes footage, this is what really happens. I'm in here working and look, out there doing fuck all.
I love you. Thanks so much for coming.
Scared?
There literally was nothing I could do. Anyway, so we have a small selection of power tools that we were given over Christmas. But to me it's huge because I've never owned a power tool and barely done any DIY. So here we go, let's see what we got. Drills and drillettes. Wood obviously, metal obviously, and maybe concrete, but I'm not quite sure. Don't have to tell you all this. you got some guy that's never done DIY telling you what all the drill bits are. So yeah, I think we're going to need them because they cut through wood, someone told me. Again, I don't know. Okay, so number 2, the big boys now, the big guns, drills and drillettes. We don't store these on the boat at night when we're not here. We take them away and store them in a special safe haven. So here we go, got a couple of these bad boys. That one, I think, is just your standard issue drill. Been around for bloody years. The Ugga Dugga. Now this is the bad boy one, I think. I don't know much about them, but I think it's sort of like one of them compound things. So when you impact things, so when you put it down and, yeah. Let's put them to the test. I don't know where, because we're scraping today, but yeah. Thanks to my awesome bro for those amazing Christmas presents. That was far too generous, but it's given me a kick up the arse to maybe do some of my own DIY. If you're into RC cars, check out his YouTube channel, guys. And I've actually been given the privilege to work for him a bit and edit most of his videos now. So that's going to be extra income for when we're cruising, so yay!
First, let's get this speed controller fitted. Otherwise, Greta is going to be very angry.
How dare you!
To the moon!
That's no good, so back up to B&Q and grab another one. That is also no good. So back up to B&Q to grab another one. Ah! Now that could speed up the process. I think we'll go for the smaller one. Hopefully Bex has left some scraping for me to do. Could you imagine that? New year, new me.
I'm getting on alright. I had to cut this little section of wood out that we had left in the hope that it could stay there and we could reach under, but just couldn't. So it's a bit more difficult because the bilges have stood exposed now for a few weeks, and so the rust's really dried out, and it's actually harder to get off when it's like that. It's much easier when it's wet.
Let's get the water back in there.
Just swill it out.
Here we go again. Daddy's coming home. And I've forgotten how peaceful this lifestyle can be, even at the marina. So this is how it feels around about 8 AM at a frosty, sunny and slightly muddy marina.
First morning, we are going to get our scrape back on, go over the floor a second time, ready to slap on some aqua steel. Chris working hard on a Sunday morning.
What you got to do? Oh, I've got the bloody music on. What you got to do? You got to try and sweep. You got to try and sweep up all the debris and the dust, so that when you come to put the aqua steel on, it's a nice coat, I suppose. Is that right, Bex? Bex is teaching me well.
It's amazing how much rust dust comes off.
And it goes absolutely everywhere. So final preparations before we put the aqua steel on. Trying to get the last little bits of debris up. Ah.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. You end up getting a tiny little bit of rust off, and that leads to another little bit of rust. So before you know it, you're getting even more rust up. So
chasing the white rusty rabbit.
Look at that, looks like new. Comes up absolutely amazing after I've scraped it. And Bex. New year, new me. Ever tried cooking on top of your stove? This makes you feel like a proper little cosy boat goblin.
The beast feeds by day and by night on delicious currified noodles from a pan. So for anyone that wants to get a narrowboat or wants to know what narrowboat life is like, this is exactly what it's like. After a day's derusting, super noodles out of a pan. Here we go again, guys. Aqua steeling up the base of the boat. So you've got to shake this bad boy up like Becca did in the previous episodes. Shake, shake, shake! Shake that F still! Woo! Just like Tom Cruise in Cocktail.
Good old shake. Oh,
I think that'll be enough.
heart attack. And we're not going to bore you with the whole process of that again, so here you go. Check this out. You ready? Watch. Bing! Now this aqua steel is a rust repellent, and it actually hardens sort of some of the top layer of rust too, which is really good. This will dry in about 4 hours, and then sometimes you have to apply another 2 coats. Then it's all ready for your 2-pack epoxy to slap over and keep it all nice and sort of sealed in there. Great stuff if you've seen any of the previous vlogs. And previous vlogs or not, we're going to leave that to dry now, and in the morning, which will be in about 30 seconds in this vlog, we're going to get cracking, or get slapping some of that 2-pack epoxy on. Here we go. Morning. I mean, how many times does it have to be morning in one single vlog? We are pushing new ground here, guys. They thought the floor looked lovely after our de-dusting. Now check this out. This is after 2 coats of aqua steel. I mean, it looks awesome, don't it? Especially after, you know, when you see the leak for the first time. We're really pushing on now, and we've done about 80% of the boat probably, so it's a really good feeling. We know we're soon going to be able to put the floorboards all back down and start making it our proper home. And also vlogging our actual sort of cruising, which was the original intention. Somehow in the midst of it all, we've become one of these DIY narrowboat channels. Okay guys, so we're on to the 2-pack epoxy. I would tell you what brand it is, but... Jotun. Jotun. Ah.
It's really good. And this one, we've got a winter hardener for it. So if you're using it in colder weather, get the winter hardener and it'll set it.
Golden syrup. I know what you're thinking, new army haircut. Today we are not going into the trenches, we are going into the bilges. Bex thinks it looks more like Gary Rhodes.
You do look quite like Gary Rhodes.
It's the haircut. When you cut your hair yourself, this is what happens.
Safety first, kids. Get that mask on.
So it's 4-to-1 ratio here, guys. 4 parts epoxy, 1 part hardener. Next up.
So what's this?
Hardener. Because I'm an hard bastard. Not really.
Go around the edges first, yeah.
Again, we're going to run you through this really quick this time. And I can't help think the sides are probably the most important because that's where the steel is at its thinnest. So it's funny really, I spent 15 years working in a silkscreen printing factory. The company barely had any real extraction for its workers, and then you come here where you're using exactly the same sort of chemicals, the 2-pack epoxy, in far smaller quantities and for about 1 hour, and we've got heavy duty masks on, and I'm glad we did because the fumes were really, really strong here. I mean, anyone that does this, wear a proper mask because it really can't be good for your health if you're not wearing it. And you're going to want to have all the windows open and possibly even not sleep there the night if you can help it. Or if you do, you know, try and shut that area off. Is that it there?
And as if things couldn't get any more exciting, here's what I got Chris for Christmas. Butler sink!